over the world, the Nourish the Children initiative is making a difference in people's lives. Thanks to generous VitaMeal donations, hungry children are now eating a hot, nutritious meal every day. Families and entire communities are learning new skills to help them end the cycle of despair so prevalent in much of Africa. And people left homeless from natural disasters are fed and given new hope to rebuild their lives. Nu Skin distributors are the life force behind Nourish the Children. And each year, the company discovers that not only is Nourish the Children changing and improving lives for those who are hungry, it is making profound changes in the lives and hearts of those distributors.
Today, I am very happy to hand VitaMeal to each child. The support of many people has enabled me to do that. Although I heard what is happening in Malawi, its reality has shocked me and made me sincerely hope the children keep their dreams and unlock a bright future.
Well, up to this point, the Nourish the Children program was a beautiful concept, and having experienced what I've experienced in the last few days, and seeing the desperation and the hope in the faces of the children and how it affects their very lives, it's been a life-changing event, and it's just made it so palpable, so real. I'm not the same person returning to Australia than I was before I came here.
The spirit of doing good is rippling throughout the world. Thanks to the energy and heartfelt enthusiasm shared by our thousands of Nourish the Children ambassadors and friends, over 150 million meals have been donated. Nourish the Children is proud to present this report of the efforts, events, and progress that made 2008 such a success. Thanks to all of you. The secret to Nourish the Children's success in helping so many people is its revolutionary structure. Called a social enterprise or commercial co-venture, Nourish the Children is a unique partnership between a corporation and a charity. Donors purchase bags of VitaMeal, a product formulated by nutritional experts for malnourished children, and donate their food purchase to the charity partner. The charity partner then delivers this life-saving food to children in peril without charging the donor or the corporation a single penny.
Nourish the Children has been a kind partner to feed the children, and anytime there's a response or a need for a response, a disaster, Nourish the Children's been called on by FTC and vice versa. Feed the Children is oftentimes on the ground in places where that need's been identified, and Nourish the Children's a steady partner to provide that support and production of VitaMeal.
As part of their overall Nu Skin business, distributors who get others involved in the Nourish the Children program earn a commission, an amount included in the price of the food they purchase. As they continue to share the Nourish the Children story, these ambassadors of NTC are able to empower themselves and increase their ability to improve thousands of lives. As a social enterprise, Nourish the Children offers a new approach to solving a major problem facing the world today.
Working with a commercial partner to provide distribution is a wonderful collaboration, and we know it's going to be long-term. We can count on that assistance, and sometimes where donor fatigue, donor generations, cyclic funding falls short, commercial partners such as Nourish the Children, a wonderful partner to be sided with.
Ever since we started with the NTC, I've felt that my life has been better because I can do something for other people and make their lives better.
If you feel happy, please give a small piece of your happiness to others. Your goodwill will ripple through the world, making it a better place to live. I believe that this is the basic idea behind NTC and the Force for Good Foundation. I'm going to share the experience I've had in Malawi with everyone I know, so that they can understand the importance of Nourish the Children.
One of the remarkable things that we've been able to do as a company is to allow people to give expression to their own yearnings to be philanthropic, to have their lives stand for something more than just making money, have their lives stand for more than just what happens in their own household and on the way to work and back, but rather have what they do every day be impactful in dealing with some of the world's hardest problems.
We are really able to do a lot of things together, take a small step towards making a huge difference, and learn that giving is the most rewarding thing that you can do.
All over the world, Nourish the Children works with its charity partners to find and assist those people most in need. VitaMeal is now produced in a state-of-the-art factory in Jishi, China, providing millions of meals to projects in the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, and China. The VitaMeal from this plant is made from locally grown rice and lentils and contains 25 vitamins and minerals. In 2008, more than 2 million servings of VitaMeal donations were sent to the Philippines. Here, nearly 1/3 of children under the age of 5 are underweight, and almost 14% of the population lives below the subsistence level of $71 per month for a family of 5. Nourish the Children donors also helped feed school children in Thailand, especially refugees from Myanmar, after the region was hit by a deadly cyclone. Although many governments and charities failed to get assistance to these people, Feed the Children was able to bring VitaMeal into the country and serve thousands of meals. More than 6 million meals produced in China were served to Chinese children with handicaps or struggling in poverty. And more than 1 million meals were provided to people affected by terrible ice storms that brought regions of the country to a standstill. However, the worst disaster millions of Chinese people faced was an 8.0 magnitude earthquake that struck the Sichuan province on May 12, 2008. An estimated 70,000 people lost their lives, and 1.4 million people were evacuated. Throughout the country, people aided those in need. Hearts were touched by stories of teachers who shielded their students from collapsing buildings, parents who sacrificed their lives to save their children, and the thousands of volunteers who worked tirelessly to save those in danger. Thanks to Nourish the Children donors, more than 4 million servings of VitaMeal were delivered to those affected by this disaster. Nourish the Children is dedicated to helping children and their families wherever the need is greatest. Working closely with countries where assistance is needed and coordinating with humanitarian organizations, Nourish the Children can ease the pangs of hunger facing children with millions of meals.
For those of us who have been involved with Nourish the Children, it is very gratifying to learn how much good has been accomplished over the years. What began as an innovative and bold mandate has become a life-changing reality throughout the world. Nourish the Children combines the best of two concepts. We combine a financially successful corporation with a humanitarian effort that's driven by a network of compassionate individuals. The Nourish the Children initiative demonstrates the power of doing good by doing well. I know we'll continue to be guided by the caring and generous hearts of Nourish the Children ambassadors. Thank you for giving new hope to those who are suffering.
One of the areas most in need of assistance is Africa. A land of enormous beauty, it is also filled with millions of orphans, abject hunger, and drought-stricken villages. Nourish the Children has played a major role in the country of Malawi, offering food through VitaMeal donations, and also jobs through the locally owned VitaMeal production facility in Lilongwe. The VitaMeal produced here is a maize and soybean porridge, which is consistent with local taste and culture. It also contains 25 essential vitamins and minerals. As part of its Nourish the Children program, participants are given an opportunity to travel with Nu Skin executives to Malawi to witness firsthand the difference Nourish the Children and VitaMeal are making. In 2008, 20 donors and other invited guests joined Nourish the Children Executive Director Steve Lund as they traveled to Malawi to help distribute VitaMeal. Here they felt the pain of Africa, but also saw the smiles and hope their contributions are giving.
We went out to a village in remote Malawi. We went into a little red brick schoolhouse and there found several hundred children, AIDS orphans, children with no parents who were being raised by their grandparents and their village elders in their little town. And we passed food around as there was the clamor that would accompany hundreds of kids confined in a small place. There were noises and laughter and some tears, and the smells of Africa were there. And then suddenly we started bringing the food into the room, the VitaMeal, and putting it into little bowls and passing them through the audience. And these little hands would reach up and take these bowls and spoons and immediately just sit on the floor right where they were and ravenously start eating this porridge. And I wish I could take you there with me, but the smell of that corn-based porridge blended with the smell of humanity and in that little room was an experience that I think will stay with me forever. And then there was this gripping moment when the bowls were being passed from hand to hand among the adults and handed down to these children, and their hands are reaching up, and we get back near the back of the room and somebody says, "We're out of VitaMeal. That's the last of it." And there were still children who hadn't eaten. And there's this gripping. I looked around, there's tears in everybody's eyes because we hadn't got to the end of the row. I was fascinated that what happened next was the bowls got moved around and children started gathering around the bowls that were there, and they shared with each other, and everybody got something to eat in that room, it felt like. But just that, getting to that moment where we have so much. We know we have a warehouse full of VitaMeal, but we ran out right there at the wrong moment. It was a very moving thing. I walked outside to kind of collect myself and walked around the corner and looked out across the field of this little African village. And there's a trail heading out across the field, and running down this trail were dozens and dozens of people running, women with little babies strapped to their backs, little children with a bowl in their hand, running down this trail because word had gotten out into the countryside that the VitaMeal was being dispensed. And inside the room there was no food left. The needs of Africa are profound, and we, that left me a little tearful. It leaves me tearful, retelling the story right now. But as I walked back into the room and kind of tried to assess the thing, I realized that in that setting with such desperate needs, still there were more smiles than tears. That the good we were doing was not enough to solve all of the world's problems, but there was joy there was happiness, there was laughter. And where there's joy and happiness and love and laughter, there's hope.
I had not been a person that given money to charity before because I was never really sure where the money went. But being here and seeing what we're actually doing has completely changed my view on what is possible to do.
Seeing the good that it's doing for these children and seeing the villagers just growing and prospering over in Malawi has just been incredible. And I can really tell that we are just doing a great job of not just covering up the problem, but actually helping think of ways to solve it.
Nourish the Children can really help to make your dreams come true. It's really, they made one of my dreams come true, to really go out there and help the children.
That was when I saw that you can make a difference. Even one bag of VitaMeal can change a child's life.
And that hope that we created is something that I think the New Skin organization should take great pride in. They are bringing hope to not just a few, but to tens of thousands of people, day in, day out, month in, month out. And I just have to believe that one day
some of those children are going to grow up to be leaders that will be the seeds of promise that will start to bring resolution to some of these intractable problems here. We can't solve all the problems, but those children may. We must nourish the children.